15 and your order higher mouse. So I'm going
Hi,
to
sir.
hello, good
Morning.
morning, good morning. So what we're doing now, we're slowing down a
Sorry
bit.
I'm late. What are we doing now?
We're slowing down a bit and then we're trying to I trying to make the orders speak. I notice you have some of us, a few of us are more vocal in the class, and some others now are not so vocal. So I trying to give them a chance to speak. So I would prefer I would be very grateful if the persons that have an understanding of it already just be observant for today and allow the others to just to voice out to see how they thinking it is correct. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So that's what we're doing there. That's what we're doing there.
But we're doing number what you said?
Look what we're doing. You see in my screen
Yes, sir. Well, it
what
splits. So,
what it says there.
oh, multiply matrices, continuate. Okay.
So we're continuing, and then
Yes, sir.
that's where we are. So this looks familiar, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So yes. So anybody else? What do you think based on what we just discussed there and what is written? Those two observations. What can we see here in conclusion? Anybody else? It is very important to mention the number of elements.
What does it mean, sir?
I was just saying we need to conclude based on those two observations. We need to come to a conclusion. So what do you think I can write there?
The multiplication is not possible.
Wow, the multiplication is not possible. Why? Why you say that?
Because
Why you see the multiplication? So you see what I'm saying. The others, please be silent and let the others just to see what they say correct. And don't be afraid. The others, if you're not sure, just say what you're thinking. That's the whole idea. So we can discuss it. You said the multiplication is not possible. That's the conclusion. Why do you say that? What is written there that causing you to say that?
because the row is the one going down, right?
The row is the one that going down.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, when you think of a column, a row is horizontal. So
But the row is horizontal.
yeah, so let us make a note there. Also recall in matrices, rows are horizontal. And what about column? What do you think? What do you think column is? You say the row that going down. So what about the column? What the column doing?
The columns are vertical.
But why the row is going down? Oh, that's what you mean. Like
It,
that. One.
yes.
Oh, okay. The row is going down. Okay. Oh, that's what you mean. Okay. If it's so you analyze it really correct. The row is going down. So you have one row, two row, three rows. So that's what you mean by the row going down. Okay. Well, the rows are horizontal and the columns are vertical. Okay. So okay. So what about the row going down, meaning 1, 2, 3 going down, that causing you to say now that multiplication is not possible?
Because the rows are not equal.
The rows are not equal. What do you mean by that? Remember, there are two matrices. You have the first. Okay, let me just put that there. Uh, yeah, let me just enter there. This one is the first, and this one is the second. So we color coding. Let's put that green. So I'm very,
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited. I'm pleased that we have the time to do that because look at all of this that's happening in your minds. And if you do diagnose, you do probe, then
Okay.
you have no idea that's what you all are thinking. And then the withdraw pursuing the silence mean, that's why I always say silence doesn't mean understood, you know. When you see you doing that in that business, silence doesn't mean you understood. That's why I want you all to speak up. Okay, say what you're thinking. Okay, probably in another class you may not be accustomed of doing that, but feel free to do that. You know, use the group chat. You know, yes. So what you're saying now? Why you say the rows are not equal? You have the first and the second. Analyze the
Well,
first. What do you mean by the rows are not equal?
for the row in the first one is free,
The
but for the
row,
second
the
one,
row in the first one is free. The row in the first, so you mean the number of rows? That's what you mean, right? The first one has 3 rows. That's what you mean. Hello? Hello? What happened there? Hello?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably he got cut off. Because I'm hearing you clearly.
Okay. Everybody else hearing me? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not. Well, let's continue. Well, we're trying to continue based on those 2 observations. So whatever we write here in that third observation have to follow from what we stated there. That's the whole point.
sorry for not answering, sir. My internet just cut off.
Okay, all right. So let's just move forward. What we trying, our third statement must be a follow-up from those 2 observations. So I need you to read those 2 observations and then use those 2 observations to come to a conclusion here. So that's the whole idea. All right. Use those 2 observations. Read observation number 1, please, for us. Read observation number 1.
Um, the number of elements in a row of a first
Is what?
is 2.
Do you understand why is that?
Yes.
Or sometimes I can put a row. So look at a row of the first. You see a row of the first, right?
Yes, sir.
How many elements do you see?
2.
Right. Read the second observation.
The number of elements in a column of a second is 2.
Right. So let's choose a column. How many elements you see? 2.
2. Yes.
So therefore, continue. Once you hear therefore, it means you have to use prior information to proceed. Therefore,
Therefore, we
therefore,
can since the
number
rows
of
number of the rows
number of elements.
elements.
Why we have difficulty saying that? Probably because we're not accustomed of saying that. Number of elements. So please try to get accustomed of saying that. Repeat it a couple times to yourself. Because what I observe, we have difficulty saying that, and we want to say the mind want to say something else. The mind want to say something else. That is okay, that's understood. Therefore, since the number of elements continue.
Since the in number of elements in the rows and columns are the same.
No, specify. No shortcut there, no shortcut yet. No shortcut yet. Since the number of elements in a row.
in a row and
No.
column
Continue. Don't, no shortcut. In a row of.
of in a row of the first
Right. You have to get
is
accustomed of saying that.
is 2
Is equal.
is equal to
Yeah.
2
No. Is equal to.
is equal
Is equal to the. Because we concluding now. We are want when you concluding, you really have to use information of repeat the same information. Alright. So therefore, since the number of elements in a row of the first is equal to what?
is equal to
The number
the number of elements in a column
of the
is of the second.
right.
We
Then
can
yeah, we can
we
conclude.
can we can conclude that multiplication is possible.
Yes. And please study that. Now look at what I always say. You see in the sessions, the 1 hour, 1.5 sessions, learning is not happening. Some person might say, but what's he talking about? Almost learning not really happening. Let's look at the definition of learning. To learn. I discuss that with my colleagues, and they have to, they say, well, yes. To learn. To gain or acquire knowledge of a skill in something by study, experience, or being taught. That cannot be happening now. The learning process, what we're doing now is just part of the learning process. Okay, you collecting the information.